Hello guys, welcome back to another video.
And why aren't you in uniform?
The topic of today is that I made a tier list of all the indie animations I have watched so far. So this maybe doesn't include a specific indie animation I haven't watched, but anyways, let's get right into it. So disclaimer, this is my opinion and my opinion only. Nobody is perfect. If you want, you can have a different opinion. Please don't harass anyone, neither me or someone in the comments. Anyways, let's get actually into the video. Let's start off with Lackadaisy. My ratings will be based on some of the characters and moments I like and I dislike about each show. And I won't go into the story because I don't want to spoil anything, except if it's really necessary. The show has multiple different shots that are out there, but I'm just going to focus on the one pilot episode. Now we already come to the first point that I don't like. I really have difficulties understanding what they are saying sometimes. I don't know if it's just me, but the dialogue is so sophisticated that I have problems following it, which I don't quite like. But the thing I actually really like is that about the animation style, that you can actually see some of the drawing lines that you use to draw characters still in the finished product. I think this gives them a nice little touch. And I also really like that the characters, who are cats by the way, if it's not obvious, actually behave like cats. So like the characters I really like is Rocky, because I love his crazy persona. And I like Mordecai. He is really fun and entertaining to watch. He has like a badass aura around himself compared to all the other characters. And he's also really mysterious. And to be honest, I really like his code. The action scene is also really likable to me. The car chase was a bit, but the part in the trash field is really fun to watch. But it's not my personal vibe, that's why I will put it on A tier. Next up, I would choose Hazbin Hotel, which has been one hell of a ride. Well, but actually now the show started off really well with the pilot episode. Then it was made to an actual TV show, which by the way, congratulations to WizzyPop. But the first episode was actually really disappointing to me after I watched it. And is at first when I heard Happy Day in Hell, I was unsure if I liked it. But as the second Adam started singing, I was completely convinced. All through the show I had a little bit doubt, which was completely crushed as soon as one of the songs appeared. So the songs are really well made. And I must say, even though the animation style seems different than the pilot episode, it was really fun to watch this. The characters are all really likable. My personal opinion, really like Lucifer.
My daughter wants to see me! Take that, depression!
But to the point that I said it was disappointing. I was scared for the first episode that the same adult humor. I sadly can't show anything because I'm going to get demonetized for that. But just watch the first conversation between Charlie and Adam and you see what I mean. That ruined Helluva Boss for me. Also is going to ruin Hazbin Hotel, but thankfully that wasn't the case, except for the first episode. And anyways, the action is also really fun, but I can't talk about it because of spoiler reasons. Actually, if this video gets 100 likes, I do a review on Hazbin Hotel. I normally don't do like goals, but I really don't like doing reviews, but if you want. Originally I wanted to put Hazbin Hotel in the A tier, but after seeing the first episode I was about to put it in the C tier, but now that the season finale came out, I'm very satisfied and actually going to put it on S. So the next one is a little, really small, unknown animation team. I don't know if you have heard about it, but it's called The Amazing Digital Circus. Jokes aside, The Amazing Digital Circus has been talked about today, and I even referenced it in the beginning of the video, but like, I think it's fine. It's not the best thing in the entire universe. It's also not the Curse of Humanity. That one will come later. But I must say, the show is at first watch extremely overwhelming. Like, I sat there and watched it and I was like, what just happened? I wouldn't say this is a pacing issue. I would say it's intentional that all of this went by so fast because it's supposed to be overwhelming. So like we are experiencing the same as Pomni, complete overwhelmment, and I hope at least it will slow down in the later episodes. But currently one big problem I have in the pilot, there's not really a main problem. Of course, they want to escape the circus, but like the only threat is that they are going insane and abstract. But like my personal theory is that the main villain is going to be Jax, but like it's a other topic. But my problem is like that you don't have really something to be threatened about. Of course, you have this one scene where Pomni is running through the empty hallways, which is the point I really like. I was a bit weirded out by all of the things happening when I watched it the first time. I actually had chills watching this and I felt a little bit claustrophobic. I actually done a short where I said that I never had claustrophobia, but as a lot of people pointed out, it's called aphenderphobia or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. But to finish off this section, my two favorite characters are Kinger, for obvious reasons, and Pomni because I think she's cute. Next up, let's talk about Helluva Boss. It's the sister series to Hazbin, and I really enjoyed it at the beginning until I would say the pilot and the first episode were really fun, and the second and third episode were also okay-ish. Episode 4, it started like to begin to fall in a category which adult animation shows often fall into, that they show violence, curse and make inappropriate jokes just because they can.
Eat this. And then you know that bridge over the freeway?
Yeah?
Stop it.
And I really find this annoying, but I didn't had a big issue with it until episode 3 of the second season, which left a very bad taste in my mouth. Overall, the series has more good moments than bad ones, but I don't know, after rewatching it, the only thing I can remember is this episode and how much I disliked it. And because each episode is important to another episode, to the development of the characters, you can't just skip that one. Even my favorite characters out of the show must be Blitz and Visceroli, because I really like how each of them developed in different ways. And also that one fight scene in episode 6 was really good. I would put it on A tier normally, but that one episode made me dislike it so much that I'm going to put it down 1 tier. So next one. Cliffside is a show, or it's just a pilot episode actually, and I doubt it's going to be ever made into an actual show, but it was the first work of Liam Vickers, the guy that made Murderons, and even though it's not the best show, you can see where Liam Vickers gets his inspiration and what things he likes to do in his work. That's why I have a personal liking to this one episode. But because it's just one episode and there's not really much, I have to put it a bit lower than I would like to. But the thing that carries this entire pilot for me is Cordy. She's such outstanding compared to everything else in the show.
I'm going to eat you now. Ow.
And I think also the most memorable moments are when she's on screen. So for the next one, I actually need to do another disclaimer. You probably are already mad because you can read the timestamp, but listen, I go straight by the books what I consider to be an indie animation, and it says that it has to be produced independent by no big studios, and if one man produces a show on a weekly basis, then it counts as indie animation. Of course, if you are a small YouTuber, and I don't know, give it a weird name like Ragata doko, and as long as you have some form of plot that is going on, I think you can call it an show. Of course, it doesn't have to be perfect like other shows on this list, but for example, like movies, there are different kinds of movies, like there are different kinds of shows. I will make a quick comparison. For example, the Star Wars movies have an overarching plot and interesting characters. And a movie, for example Godzilla, you don't watch of the character development or the deep lore, you watch it for big lizard go bong. And I'm not hating about Godzilla, I'm just I could have used any action movie, but I just wanted to use the bong sound because I thought it was funny. Skibidi Toilet. It is cringe. It is a children's show. It has no plot. It has no character development. I mean, it has only one dialogue, but I love it. In these animations I have mentioned, each episode took multiple months, if not even years, to come out, while Skibidi Toilet comes out once a week or less a bit now, but still. While you wait for your actual series to finish, you have Skibidi Toilet and all the different multiverses to fill your between time, because in Skibidi Toilet you don't have any complex lore you need to get into. It's just a fun thing to turn off your brain and enjoy for a couple of hours to watch. The beginning is maybe a bit bad where it's just the shorts version, but I can say after the full screen versions started coming out, at that point you can consider it an actual thing that you can watch in your free time. I could go more into depth into this subject, but first of all, this video is already long enough and I'm probably going to get hated a lot, or if this video actually does good and nobody complains. But the last two things I'm going to say is that the quality, especially in the last 3-4 episodes, I'm not sure, has improved very much so that you can actually consider it a good animation. So, and to keep the theme, my favorite characters are probably Large TV Man because he's a badass, and Titan Speaker Man because I think he is underrated. And my favorite moment must be the return of the Titan Cameraman after he was upgraded, and when he showed the thumbs up to all the other cameramen. And he wants to tell you that you're supposed to like the video. And yes, I stole that joke from Moby or Elite Cameraman. I don't know who has started this joke first, but because this is a tier list, it's objectively the worst one. It's not bad, but you can't compare it to any of the other shows. So not F or C or something, but just the bottom of all the tiers. So nobody can complain. We finally get to my favorite of all, Murder Drones. And Sweet Robo Jesus. I love this show so much, but it isn't perfect. Of course, it has some pacing issues. Murder Drones has so many details that are actually important to the story, which are just hidden in the background that you don't normally see if you don't pay attention to it. But for those that actually look for those Easter eggs, those are some nice little rewards. But the problem is, although I really love this because I'm one of these persons who looks at every single detail, not every person has the time or even wants to do that. And there is also sometimes a major plot hole because of that. I already have done an own video about all those plot holes, but basically this is an amazing series to watch. Of course I could go way more into detail, and it's my favorite show out of all of them, but it's not the best show out of all of them. And my favorite character in there is N, and I never have seen such a fan base that is so united about loving one character. But anyways, because of all the reasons I just mentioned, that way it's just A tier. But like, again, this is all objective. You can have a different opinion. You can have Murder Drones at S+ or F tier if you want. So thank you for watching. I'm sorry that the part where I talked about Skibidi Toilet was negative, but I feel like I'm going to get at least some backlash for it. And sorry that this video comes out so late. I had to rework it a lot of time because of many issues. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed and have a great day.